Hello everyone, and welcome back to more mysterious recipes with me
and her. And today, as the summer is coming to a close, we're feeling like a little final hurrah for the summer, pretending we are at a haunted amusement park on vacation.
The Haunted Carousel. Let's see how good your new mic is.
Yes, we have a new mic today. We're going to see if that picks up or not.
In case it didn't Haunted Carousel.
And as was requested after one of our previous videos, we are going to be doing the Veggie Platter from the hotel in Haunted Carousel. It looks really good. So, based on the menu from the hotel at the Haunted Carousel, they have a pasta and veggie platter for $8.29, an absolute steal, which is served with a dinner salad, bread, and your choice of soft drink. The pasta is described as including penne pasta tossed with sliced mushrooms, artichoke hearts, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh sweet basil, a splash of cream, and topped with Asiago cheese.
It sounds delicious.
It does. So, we're going to get started. First of all, we know that we need some pasta as the base. The sauce itself is not going to take too long to make. So we've got a pound here of penne. We're going to get some water to boiling and get that started. We're going to cook that to package directions, but pull it off the heat 2 or 3 minutes before the cook time is up, because we're going to finish that in the sauce to make sure it absorbs some of that liquid.
Just scared baby. Everybody, say hello to my newest foster kitty, Echo. Echo. She's our little baby right now. Echo, look at them. Let them see your little face. Hey baby.
Let's talk about the platter itself. What looks like a very simple side salad on the side of the tray. And just because we are pretty limited on time today and it looks very simple, honestly the plate just looks like it's lettuce and some cherry tomatoes. We are going to go very simple. We're going to use the same basic vinaigrette that we used for the side salad in our croque monsieur video. And we're just going to mix up some dressing for that really quickly. Y'all have seen us make the side salad dressing before, so I'm not going to do a full breakdown of how much we're putting of everything. If you want a refresher on that, we'll still show the overhead of mixing that up. But if you want the full amounts said out loud, that'll be on our croque monsieur video. So back to the sauce, we're going to take half of an onion, we're going to chop that up and saute it in a pan with a splash of olive oil. We're going to put this in a skillet over the stove over about medium heat and cook it till the onion starts to get tender. We are going to go ahead and finish prepping the rest of our veggies that are going to go in the sauce. We're going to mince up 4 cloves of garlic. We're also going to put sun-dried tomatoes in it. We were going to do about 3/4 of a cup, but I had a partial jar of sun-dried tomatoes in the fridge.
That's literally enough.
It's probably closer to a half a cup, but we're just going to use whatever's left in that. And we're going to chop those up just a little bit too, because the flavor is pretty strong if you get a whole bite of just sun-dried tomato. And now that we've got the garlic and the tomatoes cut up, we're also going to cut up 8 ounces or 1 box of 8 ounces or 1 box of mushrooms, not tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pasta off the heat because that is just a minute or 2 away from being cooked and we want it to finish cooking in the sauce. We are gonna use some liquid in the sauce other than just cream. This is where while you're draining the pasta, you can either save about a half a cup of that liquid or instead you can use chicken broth. So either save some of this liquid or have some chicken broth set aside to go in your sauce. We also have a can of artichokes and I'm just gonna drain those and we're gonna add those to our assorted veggies that are about to go in the skillet. We're also not making our rolls from scratch today. Flat out do not have the time, so we just got a bag of rolls to toast up. Just basic standard dinner rolls. And we're just gonna toast those up for a few minutes before we serve. So our veggies are cut up and our onions are soft. We're gonna add these to the pan now and continue cooking that for several minutes until our garlic is starting to brown and these veggies are starting to soften. As for the artichokes, I bought the quartered artichokes, but I'm still gonna break those down a little bit smaller with my hands before I put them in the pan. If you buy whole artichoke hearts, then cut those up a little before you put them in. The pasta smells pasta-y! So we're going to do about a half cup of fresh basil. That's going to get chopped up, but it's not going to go in the pasta until the very end because we want it as fresh tasting as possible.
The taste of summer.
It smells so good right now. Our veggies over the stove are looking pretty good. We're gonna pull those off the heat because we don't want to overcook, especially our mushrooms, and get them rubbery. So we're gonna put those in another pot and get ready to make our sauce. So let's talk sauce. This is the part that if you're not using chicken broth, if you want to do it more vegetarian, you're going to add your half cup of pasta water. We do have chicken broth. It'll add a little more flavor, so we're going to put a half cup of chicken broth in that pan. We want this to have a lot of flavor, so we're also going to add a half cup of white wine. You can use white cooking wine, you can use regular white wine. We're not really putting any other salt in this recipe, so white cooking wine, you can do a fair amount of that without it getting too salty. Honestly, if you use regular white wine, you might need to add some salt when you're done. And we're gonna add 1 cup of cream, and then that's gonna be our liquids. We're gonna let that simmer for a few minutes. For one thing, to cook out any alcohol from the white wine, and another to let everything come together as far as the flavors go. Our sauce is almost done. We're gonna throw our rolls in the toaster. These ones say they need to toast at 400 for 6 minutes. And we just need to let our sauce simmer for a few minutes. While we do that, we're gonna go ahead and assemble our side salad, which again 6 minutes. Which again is literally just going to be lettuce, cherry tomatoes, and that basic vinaigrette that we made at the beginning.
The only thing we've made from this video is this Sunday Fun Day, right?
It might be. I can't think of anything else that we did from this one, which is really a shame considering what a fun game it was to play.
Order up! That's the wrong game.
It still needs, still needs the vinaigrette. There. Delish. Nancy was drinking an orange soda based off of her tray, so we got some orange sodas, but she was fancy. She drank it from a wine glass, so we're going to make sure to do that.
Since 1939. There's just something so satisfying about popping a bottle top off a bottle. I don't know what it is. Oh, this is slightly slushy too. Well, we put our sodas in the freezer to cool down and we left them in there a little too long.
Well, it took us a little too long to make stuff. Girl. Our sauce has been simmering for a minute, so we're going to return the pasta to that pot and cook it for just a minute or two so it can soak up a little of that flavor. And honestly, we want that pasta to soak up most of the liquid from that sauce because you don't really see any liquid to speak of on the plate in the picture. Our liquid is almost totally absorbed from our sauce. We're gonna add our veggies back to the pan, stir that up, and then add our fresh basil once we take it off, once we turn the heat off. One final step before we serve, which is we're going to add a little sprinkle of cheese onto each plate.
All right, we are ready to try these beautiful concoctions.
It smells fantastic in here.
It does. It smells amazing.
It needs a little salt because we used regular white wine instead of cooking wine. Not much salt, but it does need a sprinkle. Mm-hmm. And I think also, yeah, the chicken broth that we used was also low sodium. So there's basically no salt in those as is. You got some? Sure. Now let's see how it is after some salt.
That's really good.
World of difference. It needed that. I can taste the artichokes a little, but not very strong over top of everything else.
Not at all.
So honestly, I think next time I would use marinated artichokes. These were just packed in water.
That would be really good.
I can taste them a little bit, and they're really good whenever I get some, but it's definitely a background flavor. It is still a fairly simple flavor, despite the stronger flavors like the cheese and the sun-dried tomatoes and all. It's not a super strong flavored pasta, but it's a lot of really nice simple flavors going together. It's not a like in-your-face flavor, but it's a good one. It tastes summery too.
It tastes
the fresh
nice
basil.
Nice and light, so like a light summer. It's
This is something that, yeah, this is something I want to do, like set out the porch for dinner one night, like set a table up out there, get something nice and cold to drink, set this up and have like dinner on the porch one night before the weather gets cold again, while it's still nice out. Honestly, I think I might also just put more artichokes next time too, because I happen to really like the flavor of artichokes.
And the bread,
I've
popped
not
up
tried
in a little bit of the sauce is really good. It picks up the flavor really well.
Let me try. This pasta feels like one of those where, you know, like the cooking shows where they're making pasta or something in this old rustic farmhouse and showing you going around the farm during the day, like gathering the things for dinner that night, picking the tomatoes and the herbs and going out and petting the chickens and stuff. And then they set up a big long wood table in the garden when the sun starts to go down, and then all their friends show up bringing them like flowers and snacks. You know what I'm talking about. We've all seen these cooking shows.
Yeah.
And then this is what is on the menu that night. That's what this makes me think of. More so than just like a little hotel that you may or may not have burned down while investigating a haunted amusement park. Now the real question is, how does this nice pasta pair with our drink of the night?
I don't know if it's what I would pick, but it doesn't not go.
Well, the menu said soft drink of your choice. So if you could pick whatever flavor soda, is this the one that you would go for it?
I think I'd probably go for like a sparkling juice.
That's not a soda.
I'm not. If I had
At a
to pick a
fancy
soda,
dinner party. Sparkling juice?
yeah, I think a sparkling juice could go really nice with this.
I do love my sparkling juices. Or maybe like the mint and lime tea, like we did to go with the cucumber sandwiches from Thornton Hall. That would be really good.
That could be
this.
like an iced mint tea. That could be good.
I think that would go really well. Honestly, I don't think I would want to do any more complex of a salad to go with this particular. Just because it is a lighter note pasta. I think a more loaded down salad would kind of drown out the pasta.
Well,
Final thoughts?
I would say before the summer ends, you should try this pasta.
It does feel very summery.
But yeah, try out this recipe and always unplug your iron before you leave.
Sound advice, thank you. And thank you for the excellent meal suggestion. This was fantastic. We thought it would be good. This was even better. So, always appreciated. If you have any other suggestions of something that we haven't made yet, comment down below. We do still have some other previous suggestions that we do want to work our way through. So even if we don't do one that you suggest as our next video, we do frequently go back and look at past requests and say, okay, what are we really feeling right now?
Yeah, we like to keep track of all our requests and make them at some point in time, even if it's not right away.
But very much appreciated. Absolutely delicious. I am feeling like we should probably at some point do some more recipes from Haunted Carousel. We're going to go take a little pasta nap for now.
Until then.
Until next time. Bye, guys. Mystery time.
There's a mystery. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to order one Sunday Funday, please.
You are not at a hotel, ma'am.
Well, pardon me, but that looks like the hotel from the Haunted Carousel menu that you're eating from right now, so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not very nice.
Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? What is a continental soldier?